Good afternoon, traveler. Today I want to talk to you a bit about spirits. We've got spirits all around us. There's the spirits of dead, the spirit of place, and if you believe the same way I do as a shaman, everything has a spirit. So you've got plant spirits, animal spirits. So literally every day we're surrounded by hundreds and thousands of spirits. Some we can communicate with easily, some we have to focus to communicate on. But the most important spirit is the spirit that's inside of us. Some of us call that our higher self. Now, in looking at the world from the way I look at it, our decline has all become since the time where we've stopped being able to see and communicate and strive to reach for understanding these spirits. And as the spirits have become strangers to us, our life situation has gone down. Now, if that isn't bad enough, in tough times, both like where the world is now, as far as the COVID going around and all, or just in things where people live through small traumas, the spirit that we begin to lose track of, and the most important spirit, as I said before, is the spirit that's us. And once we lose communication with the spirit within, that's when things get really desperate. That's when things get really sad and we feel like giving up. So, in my opinion, and what I would like to express my belief is, and challenge you to think about, is that life is all about connecting with spirits, and in connecting with these spirits, communing with them and becoming the best person that you can be, because you're as you commune and work with them and they work with you, more and more positive things happen, and you do more and more positive things, and your life becomes much happier. And so my quest is to try to help people connect with their spirits. And that's why I work with both hypnosis and magic. In hypnosis, you talk to the subconscious a lot. All hypnotists and hypnotherapists do that. But I'd like to take it one step further. And some hypnotherapists are doing this and some aren't. But that's taking hypnotherapy to a spiritual level. Now, what do I mean when I say take it to a spiritual level? Instead of just talking to your subconscious mind, which is very important, it's a strong part of who you are now, but I would also talk with your higher self and teach you to talk to your higher self so that we can draw in the answers that can specifically help you. Because your spirit knows the answers even better than your unconscious knows the answers. Though your unconscious knows quite a bit. It's really a wonderful thing. And so what I would challenge you to do is to work to get contact with yourself. If you're living a life where you're not comfortable with it, where you've got anxiety, frustrations, and we all have these from time to time, but I'm talking about when they're getting to the level where they've reached such a point that they're stopping you from being happy, stopping you from being motivated to getting out of bed. Then the truth is, what's missing is that connection to your spirit, and you need to get that back. And there's many ways that you can do that. Hypnosis is one way, which I'm quite fond of using. Meditation, but that kind of ties in with hypnosis. But just seeking inside of yourself is so vitally important to keep that part of you alive first and foremost. And then when that part of you sparks, when that part of you begins to give you your motivation and the spirit with you is lit up, then it becomes very possible to see and communicate with the other spirits, to understand what they want, and to do even greater things. So what I would like to work on with you, traveler, is to help you to awaken your spirit. And that is what I intend to do in all the videos and the different discussions I have with you. I want to give you tips and possibilities of how to awaken your spirit, talk to you a little bit about why that's important, even though I've basically covered the nuts and bolts of why that's important today. But it is just so vital for us, for the earth, for a turnaround of all the circumstances, that people get in touch with all the spirits that are around them. Because you see, besides our spirit just being powerful and wanting to help, there's many other powerful spirits that likewise want to help. And I don't know, depending on your belief system and where you come from, you can call these spirits almost anything. Yeah, angels, daemons, I can't even think of the names of all of them. Spirit of place, genus loci, which is also spirit of place. And all these spirits, we've been all designed to sort of work together. But you can't see that. You can't feel that. You can't even consider that as an important possibility unless the most important spirit, the spirit inside of you, is lit up and moving. Now, I know we live in a rough time right now, and you're going to have to work harder to help that spirit lift than perhaps in times where everything just seems to be flowing along normally. But in all sincerity, brothers and sisters, the world has been devolving for a very long time. It's been a long time of us slowly letting go of spirits to let things get to this extent. And as we've lost connection with some of the important nature spirits, just look at our disrespect for nature anymore, and the way the seas are, we throw all our crud into the seas, and we feel there doesn't even seem to be a strong sadness about polluting the air, and yet eventually that's going to kill us, and yet we don't even care about that. You see, we need to connect to those spirits, and we first have to start caring about ourselves as a person and connect to our spirit. Then we've got to connect to those spirits, and then we can begin to turn things around. Is it possible that we can? I believe it absolutely. But it's going to take work, and it's going to take working together. We have to stop arguing and finding all the little things that are different about us and focus on all the things that are the same, the spirits that are within us and the spirits that want to work with us. And if we can do that, yeah, we can turn this world around. It looks glum right now. I mean, even if we get rid of the pandemic, the pollution is so great. The tree loss is amazing. Not in a good way. And things look really difficult, really scary. But we can't be overwhelmed by that, because it takes the same amount of time to sit around and be overwhelmed as it does to seek an answer, to move forward and to work together. And so as I'm here, traveler, what I want to do is continue to hopefully motivate and inspire you and give you some things to think about. And I hope that you'll work with me, and your spirits will join my spirits, and maybe we can join a bunch of other spirits and begin doing some really positive, neat things for the earth. So that's really all I wanted to come to say here today, that the spirit always comes first. And the first spirit that comes first is your spirit. So begin to look inside. Let's discover who we are, what we're meant to be doing, because all of us have a special part to play. And as we find that part, let's get together. And for those of you travelers that, like me, that walk a magical path, then let's add our magic into that path. And for my brothers and sisters that don't walk a magical path, you have just as many spirits that you can connect up to. And you have your special places, and you have your special things to add. So let's bring our uniquenesses together. Let's light up first the spirits within, and then begin to join the spirits without. We can make the year 2021 one of the greatest years in the world. We can begin making a turnaround. Could we do it all in a year? I don't know. Logically you would say no. But at the same time, I believe in miracles. I believe that if we begin to truly change our minds, change our attitudes, and light up our spirits, there is no limit to what can get done. But the question is how many of you are willing to take up the challenge? How many of you are willing to push a little harder to try to get out of those rough feelings that this kind of life brings in? And that is going to be the answer eventually of what's going to happen to all of us as a people. So let's get woken up. Let's light up that spirit. Let's make that spirit, let's work with that spirit within us first to improve our lives and the lives of our families, and then our extended families, which is everybody else out there in the world. We can do this. So that's all I came to say. And thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. And a special thank you if you join me, and let's turn things around. From my heart to yours. Later, traveler. We'll talk again soon.